It's Wednesday, August 22nd. As a political row over former cricketer and now Punjab Minister Navjot Singh Sidhu hugging Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa during Imran Khan's swearing-in ceremony in Islamabad continued, the newly elected Prime Minister waded in, describing Sidhu as an ambassador of peace. Further, Imran Khan underscored the need for dialogue and trade between India and Pakistan on a day his Foreign Office clarified that Prime Minister Modi had not made an offer of dialogue in his letter to Khan. Earlier, Pakistan's Foreign Minister, Hindustan Times reports, appeared to imply in his news conference that India had made an offer of dialogue to Khan. He said that Modi has sent a message about starting the path of dialogue, which he described as a very positive thing. Meanwhile, Sidhu, responding to criticism from the opposition as also Chief Minister Amarinder Singh, explained,
मुझे मिलते ही उन्होंने कहा कि गुरु नानक देव जी के 550वें प्रकाश दिवस पर भारत के डेरा बाबा नानक से पाकिस्तान की 2.5-3 किलोमीटर दूर स्थित करतारपुर साहब के दर्शनों के लिए श्रद्धालुओं को बिना रोक टोक पथ प्रदान करने के यत्न कर रहे हैं और पूरी तरह से संभव है। जनरल बाजवा की ओर से कही गई ये बात मेरे लिए भाव जगाने वाली और भावात्मक थी।
Now, with a former cricketer as Prime Minister, is Pakistan keen to resume cricketing ties? Reportedly, very, very keen, PCB chairman Ehsan Mani has been quoted as saying. In 2015, when Imran Khan had called on Prime Minister Modi, his party, the Pakistan Tahreek-e-Insaf, had quoted Khan as saying, "When I told Modi that India and Pakistan should play cricket, he gave a smile." I can't decipher that further. The country's first Hindu court, on the lines of the Islamic Sharia court, has been set up in Meerut as per the Akhil Bharatiya Hindu Mahasabha. This is one of 5 planned to be set up across the country by the end of the year. The court will reportedly dispense what they call justice in accordance with Hindu culture and traditions. What prompted the setting up of a Hindu court? In July this year, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board had announced the setting up of Sharia courts in all districts of the country to address issues in line with Islamic laws. The board was reportedly of the view that the increased number of Sharia courts will encourage people to approach them for disputes arising out of family, including nikah, talaq and property matters. Sharia courts already exist, functioning mostly as arbitration or mediation centers in the ambit of personal law. Now, the Hindu Mahasabha says that since its demand that Sharia courts be shut down was not accepted, they decided to set up Hindu courts, starting with this one in Meerut. Now, how has the Supreme Court viewed Sharia courts? Are they, as critics allege, a parallel justice system? In July 2014, the Supreme Court ruled on a petition that had asked that Sharia courts be declared illegal and unconstitutional, contending that it is a parallel justice system. The petition cited the case of Imrana, then 28 years old, who was allegedly raped by her father-in-law. The Darul Uloom issued a fatwa or an edict, in effect dissolving Imrana's marriage, saying she had slept with her father-in-law. The petitioner in the Supreme Court claimed that the Muslim Personal Law Board had supported that fatwa. What was the stand of the government in court? The union government told the court that no Muslim is bound to follow fatwa. Sharia courts do not administer criminal justice, and it really functions as an arbitrator, mediator, negotiator, or conciliator in matters pertaining to family dispute or any other dispute of civil nature between Muslims. They are an alternative dispute resolution mechanism and have no power or authority to enforce its order, and hence it cannot be termed as either in conflict with or parallel to the Indian judicial system. A few bad examples may not justify the abolition of the system, which otherwise is found useful and effective, the government said. Now, the Supreme Court ruled that Sharia courts have no legal sanction but did not ban such courts. The court said it is informal justice delivery system with an objective of bringing about amicable settlement between the parties. The apex court ruled that an adjudication of fatwa does not have a force of law and therefore cannot be enforced by any process using coercive method. Any person trying to enforce that by any method shall be illegal and has to be dealt with in accordance with the law. How has the Supreme Court viewed Khap Panchayats? Khap Panchayats, remember, have issued edicts sanctioning so-called owner killing. In March this year, the Supreme Court delivered a scathing judgment against Khap Panchayats that target intercaste and interreligious couples and put in place a slew of preventive, remedial and punitive guidelines to tackle the menace of so-called owner crimes. The judgment, authored by Chief Justice Deepak Mishra, said, "The act of owner killing puts the rule of law in a catastrophic crisis," and said it was the duty of the government to protect the life and dignity of those harassed by these assemblies. No individual or group has the right to interfere in a consensual and legal relationship between two adults. "68 years ago, they lived together in a united Korea. Today is the last of the 3 days they have with each other before they return to their respective countries on either side of the world's most heavily militarized border, the DMZ. Citizens separated by the 1950-53 Korean War have not been allowed to contact each other through phone, email, letters, or visit the other side. There have been only 20 reunions in the past 18 years, the last in 2015, according to the BBC. More than 75,000 of the 132,000 South Koreans who applied to participate in reunions have died, according to Seoul. Of the 57,000 people who applied for this 2018 reunion, only 93 families were selected on a lottery basis. This is still one of the largest reunions so far. South Korean relatives were driven across the DMZ in a special bus.
I'm over 90, so I don't know when I'm going to die. I'm very glad I was selected this time. I'm walking on air right now.
82-year-old Bae Soon-hui wasn't sure how many of her 6 sisters were alive since she last saw them.
I was completely blank. I couldn't tell if I was awake or dreaming.
No participant so far has had a second chance to reunite with relatives from the other side. Kim Hyun-suk met her daughter and granddaughter in 2015 but was not selected this time.
It felt like they were cutting off my flesh. Anyone who's given birth knows what it feels like to leave their children behind.
Agreed to under the declaration signed by South and North Korea earlier this year, the reunion signals hope for Koreans on either side. Though Pyongyang's talks with Washington are stuck in a limbo, South Korea and North Korea's joint delegation of some 60 athletes to various games including basketball and rowing in this year's Asian Games has been a great usher of positive change. And India has another teenage shooting star in Saurabh Chaudhary. The 16-year-old won the gold medal in the 10-meter air pistol at the Asian Games. Chaudhary emerged on top in a field of multiple Olympic and world champions. 29-year-old Abhishek Verma won the bronze medal in the event. Wrestlers Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang are the 2 other gold medalists for India so far.